Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. I know you can't hear the bell, but I want to show you that it's here. I have the maximum background sound on, so you won't hear the card shuffling. It'll all return to normal when I get back home. And the clock will be there. Anyways, I've got the stained glass tarot on the tarot table today, and on our temporary tarot table, traveling tarot table. I'm gonna. There was a lot of mention of change in the interview that Prince William had with Eugene Levy. And I want to. There's been a couple of articles, but people are guessing what the change is going to be. I'm going to do what a person like people, place, or things. We're going to do three lines. So is he going to change how many people are in the royal family? Is he going to change the line of succession? Under places, there's a lot of talk that because he has young children, we're all assuming that the children will still be in school once he becomes king. I think that's almost a given. I mean, Louis still just barely entering. So will Charles make it another 12 years? Probably not. And that's just being practical. So the children are in school. They're not going to be spending months and months at Sandringham or Balmoral. They simply can't. The children are in school. So is it people that he's going to change? Is it places he's going to change? I mean, obviously, Balmoral, May, and Sandringham are privately owned. Is he going to sell some of those? The family's just not as big as they used to be. Maybe it's well, and then of course the last one will be things. Is he going to change some things like pomp and ceremony? And apparently he's not a big fan of all the different regalia that they wear and the big different ceremonies. So does he have his eye on some things? So people, places, or things. So people, places, or things. We're going to do three, and I'll pull five cards. If we need more, I'll do some clarifying. So, Prince William, when he becomes king, he's very vocal about changes that are happening, and he wants to hand over a kingship that George would be proud of. So, was he thinking that far into the future? Uh, you know, Apparently there's a lot of different jobs that are like, you know, the flower whisperer or something like that. There's a lot of fluff. The only thing is then he's putting people out of work. So he has to look at it very carefully. So let's see. People, places, or things. William, what is what is on his mind that he wants to change? He has to be very careful because he doesn't want to undermine his father's kingship, right? He just already is looking forward to or looking towards the future. As any good vice president or any kind of C-suite business executive, you always are looking towards the future. That doesn't mean you want to take over the CEO's job. Eventually, you might. Three of Wands, there it is. Looking forward to the future. Sending out possibilities and goals and then waiting for them to come in. Five of Pentacles, there'll be big money and kicking people out. There'll be some people that are kicked out, sent packing, and then, of course, looking forward to the future. All right. Well, that's it. I'm just kidding. All right. Cards are telling me they're ready, though. Shall we begin? People. What kind of changes does William want to make with the people? Ace of Wands in reverse. No new people. No new people. Uh, Maybe people who are also not passionate about being in the royal family and the royal fold, and that includes like people who work for the firm, but no new people, none. If anything, that's a contraction. It's almost, I'm not getting a sense of layoffs, whereas I'm getting more of a sense as people leave, they will not be replaced. Places. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Um, that to me, sometimes the Nine of Pentacles can be your retirement home as well, right? You've had a very successful career. It's almost a sister card to the King of Pentacles. A little bit different circumstances, but you've had your success, you've worked really hard, you've accumulated your assets, and now you are free to do what you wish. You could either be retired or you're just financially very stable. And that's in reverse. And I'm going to say that he might put some of those properties to sleep, especially ones because we have the Nine of Pentacles here, and the Queen was the Queen of Pentacles. Um, so I'm getting that things that cost him money, things that cost him money. So it costs in upkeep, in taxes, and whatnot. I think anything that's any kind of asset that's a loss leader or loss, I think he's going to retire it. To tell you the truth, so there will be some places that he sells, places that are cost more than they're worth. Let's put it that way. So perhaps they need huge upgrades or, uh, um, yeah, I'm just getting that anything that's not successful. Yeah, I think he's going to clean that up. And I'm wondering if that's the voice he has with our forever home. And I know out at Sandringham they have a cottage and whatnot, but maybe they're going to like clean up places that really cost a lot, kind of get them offload them. I'm getting that. I'm getting like offload things. Ace of Cups. Wow, he is going to clean up. He's going to get rid of some of the things that are very sentimental. So is that the regalia kind of stuff? There's things like the garter thing like that, like a lot of traditions, a lot of things that are very sentimental. He's going to um he's going to end things that are just done because they're just done. I think a lot of people will be upset about some of the things he ends. um this might even be, funerals coming up might not be as pomp and circumstance as per normal. I think he's going to be walking a very fine line about keeping it royal, doing the things that people really enjoy watching, like the carriage rides and the meet and greets and, some of those things. And then getting rid of some of the things that are no longer applicable to the 21st century or things that cost them a lot of money, homes that places that cost them money where they're losing money. I think he's going to clean house. I think he has more of a business mind that way. He doesn't have any sentimental at all, nothing at all. All right, people, the Hanged Man. Now, this might be controversial. The Hanged Man is also Jesus Christ. And I'm wondering if there's something here about the Church of England that, because this is people, so perhaps um, thinning that out. I don't know if you can or not. Archbishop, and I'm not exactly sure of the, I don't know, hierarchy, let's put it that way. But also here, as people who are not really doing anything, he's really going to clean house when it comes to people. He really is. Like things like, the glass spotter kind of, they do have a lot of really kind of ridiculous roles. I understand though, it is to keep people employed and keep the ceremony and whatnot up. But people who are, barely doing anything, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't do something with the Church of England somehow, or perhaps, um, I don't know. I don't know why that I thought of that right away. Um, he's definitely going to clean the personnel department out, let's put it that way. Especially if it's like a floating kind of job. Yeah, places, let's go to places. 7 of Swords, 7 of Swords. You know what? He's going to be kind of stealth about getting rid of some of those places, like, perhaps he doesn't offer them first to other royal family members because he doesn't wanna keep them in the royal family. He's going to be kind of, merciless, I'm getting, like, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, you can't sell that. That was, your great, great, great grandfather's," and he has no sentimentality at all, at all. He's not tied to any of this, any of this. To him, it's a job, and he doesn't have, like, any heartstrings pulling at things. Um, so I think he's going to be really I think it'll be shock, like, you'll just read about it in the paper the next day going, "Oh, and he sold this, and he sold that." And it was like, "What?" And, I think he's going to, maybe it is to keep the, um naysayers or people undermining him. He's gonna be quite stealth about it, though. All right. Things. 2 of Pentacles in reverse. Anything that touches the budget is gone. So if it's not in the budget, it's not happening. He will not be anything that costs more than it should is not happening. He's gonna be very cost effective. Very cost effective. Um Anything that's kind of a distraction is done. This will be interesting because he has children to get married, right? And other nieces and nephews and, um, but he'll be king. He'll be king. Okay, people, King of Wands in reverse. King of Wands in reverse. There is somebody in his security or somebody around him will be gone. Somebody higher up in a uniform. Perhaps. You know who this might be? He has shown up many times. Camilla's son, Tom. He's a Sagittarius. And we've read on it a couple of times, and there are bad word like they feel that Tom is the leak. So something about I'm getting this is gonna be Camilla's son, Tom, is somehow going to be completely blocked from anything royal. That's number 1 on his list. I wonder if it's Tom. Uh, we saw that picture with the fellow who admitted he started the bad rumor about Rose and William, and they're friends with Tom. So I'm wondering if William has a very long memory, plays the long game. Something here about Tom. You watch this space. Places, Temperance in reverse. Places that he just really doesn't enjoy going to. I don't know what he's gonna do, like, I don't know, um, right? Like, how do you sell Sandringham, or how do you sell Balmoral, or, um, I don't know how you can do that, but apparently places that he's not very fond of, perhaps it's places that they weren't nice to his mother, perhaps, I don't know. I think he's gonna clean house where it comes to places. Things. 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands. Um, he's only gonna hang on to things that he can defend and hold the high ground on. Anything that's kind of fluff and circumstance is gone. It really is. He's not gonna have any of it. He's gonna modernize the monarchy. He realizes he has to talk to people his own age, and they just really aren't into the Superman cape and all of that. So he's going to take the high ground and he's going to be really standing out on a lot of that on a lot of that stuff. And with the 7 of Wands, you have like 6 of Wands poking at you. He's not going to care what people say. He's gonna clean house, and it'll be for the best. All right, people. 6 of Swords in reverse. Anybody who's causing him any kind of stress, done. Who's that? Who took off and left with one boy? Remember that? The 6 of Swords, it's the mother and the child, and then the person pushing them away. So to me, that's always been Harry and Meghan leaving. And so it's in reverse now. So whoever's causing them a lot of stress, done. He's not even going to deal with it. Is that the media? Is that, the Rhoda? Is that Harry and Meghan? Who is it? They're gone. Done. Out of here. Not happening. All right. Places. 4 of Cups in reverse. Okay, on top of this, Temperance, it's somewhere where his mother didn't like, somewhere he regrets, somewhere he's not, him himself is not very happy with. Now, this may come as a bit of a shock to people, but I know that Diana hated Balmoral. That, well, apparently, allegedly, according to royal sources, that she did not like Balmoral. She hated Balmoral. Is he going to do something with Balmoral? Like, all we saw them was jump up there for one weekend to show up at church. We didn't see them up there this summer. We didn't see them last summer, but last summer, um, Catherine could have still been in taking like medicine or whatever. Um, I think if he does something with Balmoral, he'll really regret it. It is privately owned. He can, once he becomes king and it goes over to him. Um, I'm wondering. Okay, things. The devil. The devil. Yeah, I think we're going to see him get rid of a lot of um, pomp and circumstances. And we're going to see a lot of the things that the royal family it clings to, like, the dressing up and the, sashes and tiaras and everything. Like some of that will absolutely stay when there's a state dinner, for example. But if it's something like royal garter or royal Victorian garter or like those kind of more ceremonial things, I think he's going to get rid of. It's things that, people just assume are naturally for the royal family. So maybe keep things like trooping, um, state dinners, like real official things. But as for other things, I think we're going to see those end. All right. 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Anybody who's not a working royal, I don't know if he's going to take their titles like they have in Denmark, and other royals. If you aren't a working royal, you have no title. So anybody who's not a working royal, anybody who's not a master at what they do, um, yeah, I think he's gonna be kind of ruthless when it comes to employees and other working royals. Places. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Anything that's not productive. So, for example, maybe Balmoral, he opens up and people can tour it in the summer or something. And that goes right back to the 9 of Pentacles up here. I think anything that is doesn't hold its own, anything that doesn't pay for itself, I think he's going to get rid of it. I honestly do. I think it's going to be a business decision. And I think he's going to be very stealth about it. He has no real attachments to anything. From what I understand, they barely spend any time at Anmer Hall, the residence that the Queen gave them for a wedding gift. But could that be why because somebody else is there? So maybe once he cleans out, who's royal, who's not, et cetera, et cetera, perhaps they'll spend more time there. They seem to love it there. They've got some beautiful photos and whatnot from that area. But anything that's absolutely not productive. So whether it's a farm, whether it's, they make money from bed and breakfast, whatever. If it doesn't hold its own, if it doesn't pay for itself, I actually can see him getting rid of it. Personal property, not, of course, obviously. Although I believe the crown can donate to the government properties under heritage or something like that, and they turn it into museum or so maybe there might be something he offloads like that. I don't know. All right, things. 10 of Swords. Wow, a lot of people will be really upset about this. Um, anything that he just doesn't want to do anymore. He is not going to do it. And I think he'll get a lot of pushback from it. Unfortunately, as much as we all can't wait for William, I think he's almost going to swing the pendulum a little too far, and people could be really upset about it. What's the underlying here? Judgment in reverse. Yeah, you know what? When he becomes king, there's no more second chances, no more floating, no more creating stress. Um, if it costs too much, it's gone. If it looks, too fluffy or pomp and circumstance, all these royal garter, whatever, they're done. I think he's going to stick to trooping. Of course, any kind of state dinner. Um, Just really important ones, really important ones. But otherwise, I think he's going to really pare back the royal family. I mean, it already is. I'm not seeing that he's really bringing on any new royals. Like everyone's hoping he brings on Beatrice and Eugenie and Mike and Zara. People are hoping he brings those on, his cousins, just like Queen Elizabeth did. And I'm not seeing it. Unless they don't cause him stress, perhaps. I'm getting like no more working royals. Like he said, he wants to hand something over to George that he can be proud of and something George would be proud to be king of. Um, I think though he might go a little too far and um, he might get he might get some pushback on it. But to me, it's a fine line, right? People want to see the royalty, they want to see the pomp and circumstance sometimes, but they don't want to see waste and they don't want to see ostentatious wealth either. Um, Interesting. All right. Well, thank you very much for watching and off to the next one. Let's see if the Royal Road is going to be around when William becomes king. Thank you very much for watching. Please take good care. See you online. Bye for now.